Welcome to this explainer. Okay, I want you to think back to your last big meal. When most of us picture the stomach, we kind of just imagine this simple pouch where our food sits, right? Well, actually, scratch that. The truth is, the stomach is an incredibly complex, highly specialized biological machine. It's a totally dynamic organ that crushes, bathes, and just meticulously processes everything we eat to keep us alive. So today, we're going to unpack exactly how this fascinating piece of machinery works, entirely through the lens of the source material we've gathered. A swallowed meal enters a violent, triple-layered chemomechanical environment, a high-stakes processing plant where the breakdown begins instantly. The operational objective here is total conversion, shearing a heterogeneous bolus into a uniform semi-liquid state known as chyme. This diagram highlights the stomach's position within the upper left quadrant of the abdominal cavity, where it acts as the primary bridge between the esophagus and the small intestine. This intermediate processing step is a protective necessity, liquefying abrasive solids and neutralizing biological hazards before they reach the delicate tissues of the lower tract. The stomach's function is partitioned into 4 topographical zones, beginning at the esophageal entry point. This is the gastric cardia, defined by the Z-line, where the stratified squamous tissue of the esophagus meets the specialized columnar epithelium of the stomach. Superior to the cardia lies the fundus. This dome stores undigested food and gases, allowing salivary amylase to remain active for a short period before the contents are fully acidified. Material then moves into the body, the primary mixing vat where the most aggressive mechanical and chemical breakdown occurs. Finally, the funnel-shaped pylorus acts as the distal gatekeeper, utilizing its sphincter to meter out chyme into the duodenum. This compartmentalized architecture ensures the digestive cycle moves through controlled phases of storage, mixing, and release. The power behind this churning process is a specialized microscopic engine, the muscularis externa. While the standard GI tract relies on a 2-layer muscle design, the stomach utilizes a 3-layer architecture for increased grinding power. The outer longitudinal and middle circular layers provide standard rhythmic contractions. However, the stomach adds an inner oblique layer, an architectural feature seen nowhere else. Firing these muscle fibers at offset angles generates multi-directional churning waves that ripple through the tissue every 20 seconds. This unique oblique layer provides the mechanical innovation necessary to physically liquefy solids into chyme. Lining the interior mucosa are millions of gastric pits, the entry points for the stomach's chemical factory. These pits lead down into tubular gastric glands, where specialized cells produce the constituents of gastric juice. Parietal cells secrete hydrochloric acid to drop the internal pH to 2, effectively denaturing proteins and killing most ingested bacteria. Chief cells simultaneously release pepsinogen, which is converted by the acidic environment into the active protein-digesting enzyme pepsin. To prevent self-digestion, mucus cells continuously secrete a bicarbonate-rich layer to buffer the stomach wall against its own secretions. This environment is a site of controlled chemical warfare, requiring constant cellular synchronization to maintain the mucosal barrier. The ultimate goal is the controlled release of chyme into the small intestine. The pyloric sphincter acts as a bottleneck, permitting only 3 milliliters to pass with each wave. Excess material is forced back into the stomach body, a cycle of release and retropulsion. This process is regulated by the hormone gastrin, which increases acid secretion and stomach motility in response to the presence of food. Conversely, duodenal hormones like CCK and secretin inhibit stomach action once the small intestine is full, ensuring the downstream system is never overwhelmed. In this way, the stomach functions as a smart storage buffer, releasing its contents only when the intestine is ready to process them. Because the internal environment is so hostile, even minor architectural failures have immediate clinical consequences. Endoscopy reveals the healthy appearance of the mucosal barrier, showing the smooth tissue of a normal stomach. When H. pylori or excess acid compromise this lining, the result is gastritis, peptic ulcers, or anomalies like this fundic gland polyp. Mechanical failures of the cardiac sphincter lead to GERD, which may be corrected through fundoplication, a surgery where the fundus is wrapped around the esophagus to reinforce the valve. Bariatric procedures like gastric banding or a gastrectomy modify the organ's anatomy directly to treat severe obesity or gastric cancer.
The stomach's extremely high-stakes chemical environment means that maintaining architectural integrity is the only thing preventing systemic health crises. The stomach's engineering adapts across the animal kingdom based on the dietary substrate it must process. While humans possess a single-chambered monogastric stomach, herbivores require more specialized multi-chambered systems. Ruminants utilize a complex four-chambered foregut consisting of the rumen, reticulum, omasum, and abomesum. Structurally, the first three chambers are extensions of the esophagus, lined with mucosa to facilitate fermentation. The abomesum is the only chamber functioning as a true glandular stomach, producing the acid and enzymes necessary for final digestion. Across all species, the stomach remains a precisely calibrated bottleneck, ensuring that nutrients enter the system at exactly